everybody, so it's finally here. The first episode of the Book of Boba Fett is on Disney+. After his return in Season 2 of The Mandalorian and that post-credits stinger announcing this series where him and Fennec Shand go to Tatooine and claim the throne that Jabba the Hutt once had, I was very intrigued on just how we would approach the Boba Fett series with him finally getting the spotlight, plus just the all-around mystery behind what this season is about, because the promotional material for this show has been very vague. It's been very mysterious on what we're going to get from this show. Because this is a Disney series, I did figure they're going to throw out a lot of the expanded universe stuff that we've learned about Boba Fett in the past and kind of make their own path. This episode pretty much does that exactly. We do a lot of flashback scenes. Such a large chunk of this episode is dedicated to flashback scenes, which I kind of figured going in was going to be something that we developed throughout the entire season, but for the opening episode of the show, I was a bit surprised just how much of it was flashback. Seeing flashes of Kamino, him holding Jango Fett's helmet back from Attack of the Clones, but most importantly, how he escaped from the Sarlacc pit. That was something that was perplexing because they have to explain that now in the Disney continuity, how Boba Fett somehow managed to make it out of the Sarlacc pit. It seemed pretty straightforward. He kind of just busted his way out of there. It was still really awesome to see the inside of the Sarlacc pit and just all the stuff that entails, and he just punches his way out of there like a badass Boba Fett that he is, flamethrower and all. I did enjoy the flashbacks all around because we know about most of these details from Season 2 of The Mandalorian, like how he first showed up looking like a Tusken Raider, and the fact that he had his armor stolen and Cobb Vanth had it in Season 2 of The Mandalorian. Now we're just getting context on how that stuff happened. We see the Jawas take the armor off of him after he gets out of the Sarlacc pit. I wasn't expecting the sheer amount of abuse that he takes, though, in the episode. He takes a lot of abuse from the Tusken Raiders, the adult ones and the kid ones. Those little kid ones are assholes. There weren't too many scenes of Boba Fett and Fennec Shand in current day time outside the flashbacks, but they do make up for it for having some great moments in them. Boba Fett and Fennec have such a great rapport together. They very much are like a good cop, bad cop kind of situation as they talk to the patrons that come inside to speak to them. You have Boba Fett who wants to go out there and not flaunt his power. He wants to actually rule with respect. And then you have Fennec Shand who just wants to kill people who try to not take Boba seriously. I think that's a great power dynamic between them. They bounce off of each other just so well. Even if it's a very quick scene, I do have to talk about the quick cameo we have of Jennifer Beals as a Twi'lek. Jennifer Beals is great. She has her one moment in the episode, but we don't really get too much from it. I just had to mention it. It's really cool that she's in the show. Robert Rodriguez is such a great director, so I'm glad that he did come back to do this show. And the action scenes in this do have a step up from his direction. I think the one big action scene that we get between Boba Fennec and then all these guards showing up, that's probably the most intense, best action scene of the episode. Plus, those Gamorrean guards. I didn't really mention them all that much, but they're pretty badass too. I'm glad that they got some time to shine. I'm hoping it's just a small taste of the great action scenes that's to come in the series, because it had a bit of grit to the blows and it's just intense all around. I also love the rooftop chase afterwards that follows with Fennec Shand chasing after them. You gotta love Boba telling Fennec before she goes to chase them, though, to make sure that you capture them, you don't kill them, because she seems to want to kill somebody in this series. I think it's gonna happen one way or another eventually down the line. We end off the episode in kind of a strange way with more flashbacks upon flashbacks. It's one of the things, I like flashbacks in series. I just feel like it should be structured a bit better than we have in this first episode, with we see more of Boba Fett and crew going into the desert with the kid Tusken Raider. Thankfully, at least there is some fun humor to be had here with these scenes together with the Tusken Raider and all these other people. I did not expect a giant creature to come out of the sand, though. That was the big surprise of the episode for me. It was filmed a little bit more clunky than I would have liked because it is this big CGI creature, but it was still fun nonetheless seeing Boba save the day, killing the monster, and letting the kid Tusken Raider get all the glory. Seemingly, that's kind of how he gains the respect of the Tusken Raiders, because like I said, we do know from the beginning of The Mandalorian Season 2, he kind of has like the garb, he has the weapons, all that stuff. So this is kind of the origin of how he came to be that way when we saw him in Season 2 of The Mandalorian. Fun stuff here, kind of backtracking. I hope there's a little bit less flashbacks going forward. I know we have a lot of episodes to go, but I would like to actually see what the actual series is about with him ruling in Tatooine, more so than finding out more of the origin. I'd also really like these episodes to be a little bit longer. I was a bit surprised when I turned this on and it was 38 minutes long. I figured it would be like at least 45, maybe even an hour. We got a lot of episodes to go. I hope the episodes get longer as the season progresses, because 38 minutes for this show I think is a little bit too short. But let me know in the comments down below what you think of this first episode of the Book of Boba Fett. Did you like the episode? Not like the episode? Share any thoughts or theories you may have on what do you think is going to come in this series. What do you think is going to entail with Fennec and Boba ruling in Tatooine? And who do you think is going to show up? You think we're going to get some more legacy characters along the way? Maybe some Cad Bane, some Dash Rendar? Anybody you could think of that I think would fit into this show. Or maybe like Omega. I feel like she probably has to show up at some point too. That'd be kind of cool. I wonder who they'd cast for her. Either way, share all your thoughts down below in the comments section. Part of the fun is having that conversation with you guys in the comments section down below. As always, thank you guys so much for my reviews. I really appreciate it. Make sure you like the video, so subscribe to the channel. To update movie reactions, unboxings, and more. Next time, I'll see you guys later.